Hello.
Hey, everybody.
I was pressing the wrong scene. We're off to a good start, folks.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Mystery Game Livestream.
Yeah, and we
Number?
have number 10. Episode 10.
10 episodes.
10.
And who's this? There's someone else here.
Special guests.
There's
Special
several
guest
people here.
tonight. Special guests. So we wanted to do something a little bit off the beaten path today, and also because of the game that we selected for our stream tonight. We are at Mystery Game Livestream, if you haven't gathered yet, and this is something that we do once every 2 weeks on Saturday night, where we basically pick a retro game that is a great game, we think, we hope. Mm-hmm. And it's not necessarily a game that any of us have played, although there is an addendum to that today, and I'll get to that in a moment.
Quite often a difficult game.
Could be a difficult game.
Not
it could be. We don't know for certain until we play it. But the idea is that it's a retro game that was a big production or had like big development power behind it, and big wigs that created the game, and for some reason you know, kind of like went up like a roller coaster and then dipped, or like it just other things happened and the game just kind of fell into obscurity or became a DNA for other games that we have today. So the game we chose today is actually before we do that, no, I'm not revealing the game yet. I just wanted to mention that it's the one in a series of very similar style games that we're going to be doing throughout the month of
new theme,
August and September.
The old theme there for June and July was Genesis June and July, as correctly identified, I believe, by James before we actually announced it. But yeah, we were doing Genesis June and July, so we're done now, but we're on to our next category.
Yes.
And I wonder how long it will take you all to figure out what the new secret category is.
Yes, so once we start playing the game, they'll figure it out for sure. Hey, Winger, how's it going? Winger from Mega Replay, thank you so much for coming on the chat today. And we have James in the house as well. James is our
researcher,
our resident researcher, and brilliant mastermind of. I tell him a fact, and he comes back with 10 more facts about the fact.
Yep, he's our resident fact checker and fact finder.
Yeah, love that, James. Thank you so much. We appreciate what you do for us. And we have a little bit of a research paper today that he wrote, actually, so we're going to be tapping into that a little bit.
And her name's been up on the screen for a while now, so I'll just say this is Eden up here. And her husband Gage behind, sitting in the background there.
Yeah.
And you know us, the usual suspects here, Yuval, Barney, and Kevin.
Yeah.
We're here every time, but we have a special guest today. Eden, Yuval's daughter, is joining us to play.
Yep,
because it is a 2-player game.
That's my mini-me right there. So the apple did
not
fall far.
Welcome, Eden.
For sure.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I will, now that we've introduced Eden, I did want to mention about, this part of the choice of the game tonight. It has a lot to do with her, because this is a game that I recently discovered. And Eden and I actually play the game together, and it's rare. For this type of game, it's rare that you can have a 2-player mode co-op.
Right.
Yes. 2-player co-op.
Shockingly, it really shouldn't be, but
yeah. And it kind of almost makes you wish that more games like this were 2-player co-op.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It makes so much sense, and it's so cool how you can play this game with another person and cooperatively. And Eden I think Eden kind of fell in love with this game as much as I did, and we just thought this is a great choice. So really, the only person that's had a lot of experience playing it is Eden, but I still don't think we passed the first 2 stages, really, right? Eden?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think?
And Kevin's never played it.
Nope. Kevin's never played it for sure. Yeah.
It's complicated sometimes.
Yes. So, yeah, I think without further ado, we can introduce
hop
the game.
over and find out what the game is. The game is Poppin' Twinbee. That's what it says here. I guess.
That's what it says in Japanese. Well, the Poppin' you can see. It says it right there.
Poppin'.
Poppin'.
Poppin'. Not
Poppin'
Poppin'.
Twinbee.
Poppin'.
So this is actually a Super Famicom game, which, if you haven't gathered, is basically the SNES version of
Which is the cartridge.
the Japanese SNES. Basically, this is a game actually that was only ever released in Japan. The Poppin' Twinbee.
Until.
Well, the game started in was original the first Twinbee. This is the fourth out of a series of about 10 of them, I think. But this is the fourth this was a Super Famicom, but the first one was a Famicom game called Twinbee, which you can bring up those graphics on there.
These two?
Those two. And so this one that's the one on
Over here?
my right?
This one?
Yeah.
The first game?
Yeah, that's the first Twinbee on the Famicom, which is this cartridge here. That also came out on the Famicom disk system, which I recently picked up one of those, and we're going to start doing some content about that.
Excited to take a look at that.
Oh, it's super exciting because the first games ever for the Famicom are really disk system games. It's a little floppy disk. It's a yellow disk that was dual-sided, and you can have 2 games on it, one on each side, and it was rewritable.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They actually had kiosks in Japan that were kind of like a Redbox, like video vending machine,
but
it was Famicom.
Download a game
games.
onto the disc.
Yeah, you tell it what game you wanted, and it would print it onto the disc in 2 sides, and then you'd rent it basically and bring it back and get another game on the same disc.
That's really cool.
Super cool concept.
I had no idea about that.
Yeah. A lot of vending machines in Japan.
They love their vending machines.
Yeah, so that's
Gashapons.
Yeah, definitely carried through to the gaming industry that way. Not as much here, but so the disk system version of this and the Famicom version, which is this little cartridge, never released on the NES in the US. There was another game that was the second game called Stinger. And Stinger was released in the U.S. Actually, there was a NES version of that, and that was a side-scroller, side-scroller shooter.
But this one, Poppin' Twinbee, never got a U.S. release.
No.
But it is now available on the Switch Nintendo Online Switch subscription.
Hold on. Before you go there was a third one, which is this one on the right, on the left. So this is Twinbee 3, and so this came out after Stinger, and this one kind of sucked in comparison to the others. It's just like the graphics were inferior. Yeah, it just wasn't happening. When Twinbee, the one we're going to do today, came out on the Super Famicom, which was after these two, the Super Famicom version was basically the first Twinbee, just with better graphics, better music, better design. And so what we're playing today is very true to the original Twinbee. And it's a fantastic game. And a little bit about the game, since we have a lot of information here.
Well, do you want to get into some of that while we're playing?
Yeah, maybe we'll get into that while we're playing. But I did want to mention a couple things that I noticed about this game. It is deceivingly difficult. And I say deceivingly because when you look at it, it looks like just a colorful, whimsical, fun child's game. But it's not. It's anything but. And quickly you'll see why the 2-player co-op design makes a lot of sense. And I will give you guys a tip on like how Eden and I play this game, Kevin. And so when you have the 2 characters, you can actually play one defensively and one offensively. So I like playing defensively, kind of being in the back and helping Eden when she's battling them coming from above. And then you can just like stay in the back and just help, clear out the bad stuff before they hit. So that's a cool way of playing this game. That's one little strategy that I figured out. But man, there's so many other ways. And as we play more of it, you'll see more of that, the elegance of it and like the strategy. It's one of the best shmups I've ever played, honestly. And that's why we chose it also for what we didn't mention before is that this month and next month is going to be shmups only. So shoot 'em up games.
Winger guessed at that it might be Famicom Fall.
Famicom Fall, that's cool. I like that.
But no.
Yeah, so I mean,
shmup. It will be shmup September eventually.
Yeah, I mean, we had such a hard time whittling down the list because we had such a long list of really good games.
So many fantastic shmups out there, and the genre itself is frequently overlooked and underrated, I think.
Absolutely, and there are not many good ones that are being made nowadays.
Right.
But
tons of great old ones.
I disagree. I think there's plenty of really good ones coming out still.
Well, we need to hear more about that, Kevin. Kevin will educate us about some of the new ones because they're not on my radar really. They're not like
which is the problem with shmups in general. They're not on the general gaming radar for some.
You gotta seek them out.
Reason.
You gotta seek them out and like find good ones. But again, we had a list of like at least 12 to at least 12, right?
Yeah.
Good, and we're like, oh my god, what are we gonna do first? And a lot of them were Genesis games, honestly. There's so many good Genesis shmups. And then but we just did 2 months of Genesis, so like, what are we going to do? So we kind of decided we're going to just do different platforms.
Yes.
Like that are like, maybe even some platforms we're going to do. We're not going to tell you now, it's part of the mystery.
Some platforms you may have never seen before.
Yeah, some platforms that you may have not even ever seen a game on that platform before, let alone a shmup. So we're really, really excited. Or we're going to do some shmups on a platform that you don't.
Yep, all the above.
Yeah, so that's kind of like how we planned out the next 2 months. So it's really down to 6 games.
Yeah.
And this being the first in that series.
Yeah.
Right?
Which will take us through a couple of months here into our, eventually we'll be on our 20th stream there coming up. But yeah, this is stream number 10. Thank you so much to all of you who've been watching and supporting and jumping in the chat here. I was about to say every week, but every other week. We do this every 2 weeks. So if this is your first time catching us, we will be back in 2 weeks as well, and every other Saturday from
James
there
says that Pop and Twinbee was in fact released in Europe.
Okay,
but in only PAL version. But
right.
I don't know
on this kind of a cartridge, which is
exactly that.
Which is the cartridge shape that I grew up with for the Super Nintendo.
Right, and if you want to play the actual cartridge like we're playing tonight, by the way, that actual cartridge, we're playing it tonight. If you want to play this in a US system, you can. There are ways to do it. You can modify your SNES. It's pretty easy modification if you want to do that. But otherwise, you can just get a Retron that plays the Japanese cartridges interchangeably with the US.
Yep, there are ways to do it. Put in a little research, and you can play it from a cartridge too.
Yeah.
Shall we hop into the game?
Let us hop into the game.
Get started.
We're going to set up a little bit here.
All right.
And you guys are going to set up your names first. Let it run a little bit.
Fantastic soundtrack.
We have a story about the soundtrack, by the way.
I wish there was a digital voiceover for Papa Twinbee. The 2-player option is pink, making it the better option.
Did you want to keep going and see like the rest of the stuff?
No, let's get into the game because it's just that it'll just play a demo otherwise.
Okay.
Let's get into it.
The demo does give you a backstory.
Oh,
Yeah, it is all in Japanese, though.
That's okay. We like Japanese.
I'll let you put in your name first, because I don't know how to select the letters.
It's B. On your controller, it's B.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and I should also mention on your controller, there's a button to do like bombs, and it's X. On your controller, Kevin, it's X.
Okay. Alright, we all ready to start? Cool. Nice. Alright, what is this?
Oh, you can choose different, like, styles in which the two little guys fly around you. They look like old computer mice. The little side ships look like old computer mice.
Oh, what's that?
It's your super weapon.
Oh, yeah, don't keep pressing that.
What's the normal shoot button?
You're using your super weapon. I think B is the normal shoot. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Just because I'll let me for some reason.
Kevin needs to be a little bit louder.
What are the bells?
The bells are your power-ups.
Oh, they are. I thought they were
Yes.
just like bonus points.
And-
oh, they give you power-ups.
And not only that, they're created by firing at the clouds.
Okay.
So when you fire at the cloud, which is very funny because it still smiles at you after you fire at it, it creates a power-up for you, which you need to be careful not to shoot the power-up itself. It's very tricky. Then you have entities that are walking, land walkers, like those
Those are the ones that you have to throw bombs at.
banana cannons, and then the pineapples.
Pineapples.
So your left hand throws bombs at those while you're taking care of what's going on up in the sky.
Okay.
That's your X button, Kevin, is to do the thrown bombs to hit the things on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. You got it.
How big is your hitbox on this game? Like, how close can I get to these bullets?
You'll find out eventually.
Spicy collectors in the house, I appreciate you coming.
What's up, Spicy? Welcome, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Ooh, I love this background here with all the waterfalls. That's so pretty.
Isn't that beautiful? So that super weapon that you have is limited.
And yeah, you're
gonna run out of it.
You see the counts at the bottom
Yeah.
for how many you have. It seems like the bells change color when you shoot them. Does that give you different
That's correct.
power-ups?
There are different power-ups, and that information is actually in James's research paper here.
Ah, let's get into it.
So the brass bells are a score bonus. The blue bells increases the ship's speed by 1 level, and it's a permanent effect until the player dies. The pink bells, they give you a damage shield. So that's really handy and gives you a healthier life bar.
Yeah.
And then there's a green bell, which is mini-me's. So there's like a little tiny version of your ship that fly around you in formation,
It looks
which
like a
we see
little
here.
computer mouse.
And they add significant firepower.
Cool.
So that's the idea there.
There's a lot of tactical stuff going on.
Yeah.
Oh, you have health bars as well. It's not like a typical shmup where you just explode when something hits you. You actually have a health bar.
Alright, is a boss coming? Oh, you got a shield.
Be
Nice.
careful what you wish for, Kevin.
It is a boss.
Listen to the timpanis.
Yeah. The soundtrack's great.
There's a reason why the soundtrack is great, and Kevin enlightened me about that today.
Oh, yeah.
Someone we know.
It is.
Did
something
Kevin
we
do the
know.
soundtrack?
I did not.
It's not Kevin.
I was born the year this came out.
Kevin, you're such a youngin. We'll let Kevin finish up the boss, and then we'll talk about the soundtrack.
Who are these little adorable guys?
That's the thing. This is like, it's adorable. It's like you don't mind getting hurt in this game. He's so cute.
He looks a bit like King Dedede. Kirby. Yes, Kevin made the music at 2 weeks old. Whoa, get all the bells! Who's that?
Try to get him.
All right, let this run for a second.
So cute.
That's really cute. So, one of the main music composers for this game was none other than Michiru Yamane, who is the same composer
Final Fantasy?
for Castlevania.
Castlevania.
The one that I have the signed copy of. That's her signature on my signed copy. So she actually...
Wow.
What else did she do, Kevin?
I think she did a few other...
Many.
Twinbees.
She did other Twinbees as well.
Yeah, she's part of like Suikoden.
She did the Suikoden
Okay.
series.
Okay.
She did some really heavy-hitting games.
Konami, right?
A lot of Konami stuff.
This is Konami.
Yep. So if Bruce is still in the house, he would like to know about that.
So there was a team of like 5 or 6 people that worked on the music for this. She was only one of them, so it wasn't like her own.
Yeah. She's the
her
most well-known one.
It was a full band.
That's all you need to tell me is Michiru Yamane.
That's so cool.
I didn't know that, like that's amazing.
So, you have any other interesting facts there in your James report?
There are many. Where to begin?
James is laughing at you flipping through the multiple pages of the novel.
So the main characters are
Sure, it could have been bigger.
They're called Twinbee and Winbee.
Okay. So,
And again, I want to mention, this is a cooperative 2-player game, and it just makes me yearn for this mode of play in other shmups.
I think more games in general, especially shmups, but I think more games in general would benefit from co-op play, not just a 2-player versus mode.
Yeah.
I always enjoyed co-op games so much more than versus.
You know what else is cool is that the first Twinbee that this is based on, the first Famicom Twinbee, also 2-player mode.
Oh,
no
nice.
problem.
And yeah, back on on Famicom NES, that was actually there's quite a few games that did 2-player co-op where you could just play through like Chip and Dale. I always remember that being a lot of fun.
Right. So Stinger that I mentioned earlier, which is the third version of this game, is a side-scrolling shooter. And then what came after Poppin' Twinbee was Rainbow something or other. I don't remember the name of that.
I love the graphics in this level with the sort of wibbly water effects on the background. Yeah. That's really nicely done.
What was the other one? Poppin' Twinbee Rainbow Bell Adventures. That came after this, and that's actually a side scroller. It's a platformer.
Right.
It's not a shmup. It's a platformer.
Is there a way for you to add credits?
Similar characters. Oh
no.
Oh, is that a double game over?
Double game over.
Do you get to continue?
I'm not sure.
Oh.
You get 2.
I love the music.
3 high scores. Well, we both had multiple high scores.
How does that work?
Kev, how did you do that?
Stage 11, 12.
So
What does that even mean? I'm so confused by the high scoreboard there.
All right. Well, want to do it again?
Yeah.
So why don't you guys do the offensive defensive mode? You know, take a pick. Somebody plays defensive, somebody plays offensive.
I'll give it a shot, but I don't know if I'll be able to.
So Eden, decide with Kevin what you want to do. And then, you know, then it's a real true co-op, like you're helping each other beat the game.
I'm not used to doing that kind of thing. I will give it a shot, but shoot 'em ups, it's kind of...
Just try and stay alive.
Yeah, it's all instinctual.
Make sure you get as many of these bells as possible.
Well, that's the thing. If you're playing defensively, and let's say she's playing offensively, she can't catch a bell, then you can catch it. You know what I mean? So you're helping each other power up.
But you could also help in a horizontal way if one of you is taking care of the left side and one of you is taking care of the right. Oh, there's a couple mode in the options menu as well. Apparently, we'll have to try that on the next run through here. Have you tried that?
No.
Okay.
What is that?
I don't know.
What is that, James?
I'm sure it's in the novel.
Well, it looks like Twinbee and Winbee, like, I don't know. I think they might be a couple. Like,
And they
smooching them.
and they can like join the ships together.
So this game also came out on Game Boy Color.
Oh yeah.
Yep, there's Pop and Twinbee for the Game Boy and Game Boy Color.
Actually, I want to say I've played one of the Game Boy versions that's horizontal scrolling.
It could have been on the PlayStation.
Unless I'm getting that mixed up. No, the Game Boy specifically.
Okay.
But I might be getting that mixed up with a different game.
Because there was
It's
one
just
called...
It was a very cute shoot 'em up that I played on the Game Boy a long time ago.
Huh, that must be it.
Yeah, maybe.
But I do want to get the PlayStation version, which was Twinbee RPG, it's called. It's a beautiful,
Get those
beautiful game.
colorful bells. Don't get the brass ones. Make them colored. Get the green ones or the pink ones. Yeah, a blue one. It gives you cool stuff. Woo! That power-up makes it nice and easy to clear the screen. I love how the ships kind of jump in the air before they do that attack. Also, apparently you can hold the bomb button down for a few seconds before releasing it.
Yes, that was in James's paper.
They like blow up. Oh, you can't shoot while it's going on.
You shoot their parachutes out and they fall down to the sea below. That's so cute. Fantastic sprite work. Winger looked up the story of the game. The evil scientist became evil because he bumped his head. And now he wants to take over the world. We've all been there.
Yeah, so
You bump your head.
It starts with a head bump.
You want to take over the world.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're a megalomaniac.
Isn't it a similar story to
Pulseman?
Pulseman?
Yeah, there was something similar in Pulseman where he just...
It's basically a relative of yours that's gone mad turned evil, and now you're battling your relative, your crazy relative. I mean, true story, right?
Winger said, personally for me, would come from a stubbed toe. Stub your toe and turn evil. A friend of mine recently stubbed his toe so hard he broke it, so that I could understand turning you into an evil genius.
music here is insane.
There's timpanis.
It just coincides with those little adorable characters.
Bells.
This is a bonus. Just pick them up. Don't shoot them.
No, if you shoot them, you get better power-ups.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you just, because I know when you shoot them like earlier, then you lose your power-ups.
No, they change into different colors.
The bells change.
And if you change them into something other than bronze, then you get cool stuff instead of just points.
Okay.
Yeah, because now I got a shield instead of 500 points.
Kevin's got it.
And Eden has the orbiting guys.
The mini-me's.
Yup.
I love the underwater parallax effect here.
It's so pretty.
It's a very visually aesthetic game.
These turtles have lasers. Holy crap.
Don't you know that turtles always have lasers?
Freaking turtles with freaking laser beams.
Oh, there's your health.
Get it. Get the help. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're doing good this time. It's purple.
That's a really nice touch too. The bombs. It gives a whole nother layer to the shmup aspect.
Yeah, look how much depth this has. It actually shows, like you feel you're still in this deep.
Yeah.
There's clouds in the water.
As high as the sky was to the ground, now where you are in the water is to the depths.
To the depths. Yeah.
Incredible. I don't think that Eden and I actually passed this stage. Right?
I think we might do it this time.
Yeah.
I believe in you. Did you get to the boss last time?
No, I think we both game over kind of quick.
Yeah, enough of the turtles with lasers. Where are the turtles with nunchucks?
This music is so jazzy. Right? It's got some very, very complex harmonic.
Bassist is laying it down.
What do you think of the music, Evan?
I like it a lot. It's very like, it's like positive sounding.
Yeah.
It's like super, like hypes you up a little
Yeah.
bit. Good vibes.
And then the
It's like
boss,
80s jazz pop fusion.
the boss music has just enough of that sort of tension.
Look at that. That is a flying mermaid? I don't know what that was. It's like a fairy. Oh. Nice.
Oh. It's too quiet.
Yep. Something's happening. Oh, easy. Easy boss. Just one fish. What's blue do? Is that the mini-me's?
Get it. I think blue is shield.
Okay.
Oh,
Do we have to bomb him?
that's cool. He's like translucent. Very, very Super Famicom, Super Nintendo graphics with the sprite movements and the transparencies.
It's so good.
That's why to me the Super Nintendo was always graphically more impressive than the Genesis. It just felt more sort of flamboyant in the graphics department. That's not to say that Genesis didn't have some amazing graphics too, but...
Oh no! What is this?
Whoa! Now those are laser beams.
Oh.
Yeah!
Good job, guys.
Got
Good
him.
job. Heck yeah.
These
Look
power
at that.
ups.
Dude.
Oh, that's why you have to be careful at the end, because
It's a
you...
trade-off.
Yeah.
Let's watch the cutscene. This is adorable.
Those ships? How
What-
big are the ships?
I was gonna
Because
say, why are the ships so tiny?
We actually never got past this point.
that
Yeah.
girl is just massive.
Yeah, she's a giant. A giantess. Where's this next level gonna be set? Oh,
Back in the sky.
above the cotton candy clouds. This is a perfect above the clouds soundtrack.
Totally.
It gives me like the same vibe like Dragon Ball music gives me.
It almost sounds like a game ending, like the final credits.
It's very thematic.
What's up, Fern? Welcome. This game is totally adorable. There's lots of pink, so I'm happy.
This game is gorgeous. And when I started the stream, I mentioned how it's deceivingly difficult.
Right. It looks so adorable and cuddly, but it will kick your butt
Yeah.
in a heartbeat.
Oh, it's a cute 'em up. I like that.
Cute 'em up.
Okay, the pink ones are the shield.
The pink ones are the ships?
Shield.
Oh, shield. Word. It doesn't seem to be. I know it's easy for me to say. I'm not the one playing, but it doesn't seem
It's
to
not
be
too bad.
as difficult as shmups can be.
I enjoy playing it a lot.
It's
So
not,
that says a lot right there.
Yeah, it's not like an extreme bullet hell or anything.
No.
But it is. There's some difficulty there for sure.
The strategy as well. Plus, Fern, you should know, I don't know if you've been watching the earlier part of the stream, but this game is like one of the few co-op,
Those pandas?
two-player co-op shmups that are out there. Very, very few of them. And it's so cool that you can play it co-op in
Oh
two-player.
my gosh, there's pandas everywhere.
Are they?
And that's exactly why we selected this
Kevin,
game.
you're always saying that.
I just...
If I had a nickel for every time you're like, oh my gosh, there's pandas everywhere.
Pandemonium.
I don't think if you should be slaughtering them like that. Pandas are endangered.
Well, if they would stop coming at me, we wouldn't have to endanger them.
This is why pandas are endangered.
Twinbee.
Yeah. Twinbee looks cute.
Is that
but
really what those are? They're so fast, I can't...
yeah, they are 100% pandas just flying and spinning through the air.
So that other game that I picked up today, called Fantasy Zone, is also a cute 'em up. Very hard game, cute 'em up.
But not
Fantasy Zone.
it does scroll, but it's not an infinitely scrolling one.
It's a horizontal shmup.
It stays in the one area.
Yeah,
Go
but they
left and
come,
right.
but your enemies attack you from behind as well, and it's like that game's impossible.
It is very.
And talk about a game that's super cute and then like, oh, look at me, I'm so adorable, and then they
Deceptively
bite your head off.
Yes, Fantasy Zone on the Master System.
Yeah, so anybody wants to try a really difficult shoot 'em up,
Sprites are so cool.
try Fantasy Zone on the Master System or the Famicom.
It's also available on a lot of any of those mini arcade machines that have Sega games on. A lot of them have Fantasy Zone on.
Oh, really?
Oh, you missed out hard. That's rough.
Oh, that's a cool. That is so cool.
How do you kill those guys.
Oh no! I'm getting smacked by bullets.
You mean you're getting shot?
I'm getting smacked.
Smacked by bullets.
They are smacking me.
That's interesting.
Is this another boss?
Tater Tot says, I wonder if this game is banned in China because usually movies or games endangering their national animals would be banned.
National animals.
Alright, did not mean to scream into the mic.
It looks like the big spider from Wild Wild West. Oh, you're gonna take it easy. He's got no legs. Lieutenant Dan. Oh, his legs turned into missile silos.
Oh, got me.
How creative.
Game over.
Come on, Eden, you got this. Just keep... Yeah! Get those bells!
Nice.
I wonder if
So
you get
does
another
Kevin's
chance.
player come back?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. We get another cutscene. Just a simple one.
So,
job, Eden.
So Fern, we have yet to champion the original retro games before we even start playing indie games.
Yeah.
Man, there's so much good stuff like this that needs to have, we need to show love to these games. That's the whole point of what we're doing.
But yeah, that is an awesome thing nowadays that people are making new retro games for old consoles.
Is that a ship? What is that?
It's a giant ship.
It's a massive ship that's like underneath the clouds or above you. Must be underneath the clouds because you can see details.
Who did the art for this game? Is it anyone that's like... is that anything else?
Yeah, like I said, Bruce, this is like disguising. This game is under the guise of like innocent, silly, whimsical, but man, oh man, the level design is fantastic. The enemies are amazing. The boss fights are intense.
Do you know anything about the design elements of this game? Where the characters came from and the sort of the world?
Not off the top of my head, but I know who does now.
Good job. So apparently there's something in the options menu.
Nice.
11 to 13. And 12 to 13. That's... I'm not sure what that is.
Curious why we have multiple
Maybe it's
names.
because when you die...
Who, me?
Like, we both have, like, 2 different name levels.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
it's every time you die, you set that is your score and you go back to 0. So when it says 11 to 13, you didn't die in between those levels, so you got a really high score. I think that's it.
How are we doing on time? Should we start it straight up again?
Yeah, do you want to have a look at the couple mode?
Oh, sure.
And then we'll give that a go, and then
So, yeah.
call it a day. There,
What-
game mode, normal or couple. Yeah, try couple mode.
So while you guys are doing that, that's interesting here that there was actually some media that was, created from this game actually in the early 90s. There was actually a radio drama called Twinbee Paradise.
A radio drama. Interesting.
It actually it aired in Nippon Cultural Broadcasting. And
Can't be many other examples of that.
yeah, so it was a drama series consisting of 2 parts. Really interesting. There was also a manga in '93 that was based on one of the Twinbee games.
Okay.
It's usually the other way around.
I could definitely see there being manga or an animated series based on this because the design elements are really cool.
Yeah.
So it doesn't seem like there's any obvious difference to couple mode.
Well, James said that basically whoever's in player 1 is going to be eating the bullets more than player 2. I mean, you know, that's how it is when you're a couple. That was a joke.
But how? Oh, if you overlap the ships and press the throw button, you can throw the other player.
Oh yeah, that's what couples do, right?
Oh, what?
Just throw your partner around.
That's amazing.
How did you do that? What's
You hit. Well, for me, it's Y.
How do I do that with you? Yeah.
Bizarre.
Let's just be player one privileges.
Similar mechanic in Pocky and Rocky. Have you played Pocky and Rocky?
I have not.
Winger mentioned that earlier as one of their favorite shmups. I know I've heard of it, but don't know if I've ever played it. Did you just steal a life? Is that another thing that's in couple mode?
Wait, is there a life?
I don't know either, but you weren't able to do that in the normal mode. I love that you can throw the other person there. That's brilliant. I'll have to try out Pocky and Rocky. That sounds like fun.
What platform was that on?
I think there's one on Super Nintendo and Nintendo, and then some Game Boy ones.
Pocky and Rocky?
Yeah.
You only have one life in this game, but you get 7 continues. Every time one of the players dies, it takes one of the continues, so you always share continues.
Okay.
Anything else in here we should cover before we go?
Not really. I've been looking at it, and I think we pretty much covered most of the main points.
Nice.
Just that there were other
managed
games. There were other games in the series.
I'm glad
After
you guys
this-
managed to get further than ever before in the game.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah, I didn't got to
stage
see a later stage.
Pick it up. I love that just the one bit of speech in there is just a little pick it up. It's on SNES, GBA, Switch, PS4, Xbox Series X and S. It's on everything.
You did mention, Barney, before that this game that we're playing is available on the Switch.
Yes.
If you have the online membership, that's actually how I discovered this game, because they in the NES module, in the SNES module actually, in the SNES module, they have some Famicom games, and this was one that we tried and fell in love with.
Along with Wrecking Crew,
Along with
right? Wrecking Crew, wasn't that one?
Wrecking Crew was a
As
NES
well?
game that I was on there. So I mean, Alicia Dragoon was on the Genesis module. I did not know
There you
about
go.
that game before. Same with Pulse Man.
Pulseman. Yeah, I knew there was a few games that we discovered from the Switch.
Thanks to
online.
the Switch, which is interesting, because that's the most modern console you can discover games on.
But they're giving these little-known retro games another chance at the spotlight.
I just wish that Nintendo would open the whole library, and just open up all of the ROMs,
They
the
really
entire Nintendo Sega library. People would pay a premium for that, for sure. I know I would. I don't mind paying more for something like that.
Kevin, you sitting it out?
Oh, what time is it? For some reason, I thought we were going to do that and then call it.
It is 8:53. We've been live for 54 minutes and 20 seconds.
Nice.
At this point. So we'll let you finish this this round out.
I love the bass lines and the drum sounds. Such a good track.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this game a pretty high rating. What's up, Yaniv? Welcome, welcome. Where in the world is Yaniv Salzberg?
Yaniv is in Guatemala, actually.
Don't dox him like that. Everyone's gonna go to Guatemala and find him now.
Right? Which I'm wondering how he made it to Guatemala.
We're all wondering.
Did he swim to get there?
My theory is that he rode his bike so fast that he rode it across the surface of the water. Just whoosh. I think it's a pretty good theory.
Okay. So his motorcycle turns into a ski jet.
But he probably would
jet ski.
If he did that, he probably would have recorded it on his Google Glasses.
Yaniv, you see we have a special guest in the house today.
Sounds like our next shmup. Jet bikes on water. That's how he got to Guatemala. He took one of the scientists' flying pandas. He hopped on a flying panda.
And then Yaniv says hi.
Hi, Yaniv.
She is deep in the game right now.
There's a lot going on.
She's gotta stay alive.
How's the weather there in Guatemala, Yaniv?
Oh, so I just picked up a fairy, and I don't know what happened, but it's a power-up or something.
A fairy?
A fairy. There was a fairy that was flying underwater with wings.
Okay. I mean, I think that's called swimming, but...
I mean, I don't know. I can't tell. There's clouds under here and everything. I don't know what's going on.
These are some pesky fish.
Oh, they're so definitely.
Are you guys still playing in couple mode?
Yep.
What's green do? Oh, green is
Green gives you a little
guys.
dude.
Alright. Freaking squid guy.
There are hearts and fairies. Any fan of Legend of Zelda will tell you what they do. Which means that fairies refill your health to the top. And... I don't know, because a heart in Zelda would make your health bar bigger. I don't think it does that. Yeah, you need a net and a bottle to catch the fairies. No Master Sword either. They both just refill health.
I love how in the boss fight they introduced new sounds, new sound effects, you know,
Yeah.
and new sounds.
Yeah. The timpanis, always with the timpanis. Bonk. She's just laughing at them. They just
adorable characters.
mortally injured themselves. She's just laughing.
They're unconscious on the ground.
They need medical attention, woman. What are you doing? This one's just so triumphant. Do you know how many levels there are altogether?
Somewhere in here is that little piece of information.
You need to control F levels. James, next time email me the novel so I can read it.
I could email it to you.
You could have emailed it to me this time.
I mean, just the mere fact that you read it doesn't mean you remember it.
No.
Right.
But I would be closer to knowing something about it.
There was something that made me giggle in this description of the clouds specifically. And I did mention it earlier, but it was the way it was described, which is hilarious.
These clouds that give you the
Yes.
pickups,
The
power-ups.
pandas are back.
Oh, this guy is rough.
It's never a surprise to me, Tater Tot.
Take care of him that time. Oh no,
well,
what is
maybe it
going
is.
on?
And this description is pretty funny. About couple mode. It's always hilarious to use your partner as a projectile. Basically smashing them into your enemy to destroy. It's not necessarily recommended in couples mode,
It's like a mosh pit.
depending on the strength of your relationship.
I love that. That definitely would have caused some fights in my house.
Yeah. So, about the clouds and the power-ups, that they take the form of bells that are dropping from smiling, happy little clouds after you shoot them. Credit to the clouds, they keep smiling after you shoot them in their faces. Thank you for that, James. That really, 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 really made me laugh out loud.
Resident humor consultant as well as fact finder and fact checker.
Oh no.
Crikey. Whoa. Lucky you had a bunch of those bombs left.
Yeah, that would have been rough.
Are we gonna see the boss?
Oh, it's these
Oh,
guys.
this, but yeah. How do you? Oh, you can shoot their heads.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
These
but
are
you have to
my
get them.
favorite enemies
at
here in this
such a-
game.
They look beautiful.
Amazing.
I love these little orange guys as well, hopping along the wall.
Alright, we are dead.
All right, so we're gonna
Game over, man.
see the cutscene here.
That was great. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff.
Well, we completely took over the scoreboard. There's only one robot
Right.
in ninth place,
Yeah.
so we're the best.
All right, so wow, what a fantastic experience this game was. How did everybody feel playing this? How did everybody in the chat feel watching this? Love to hear your thoughts. We're actually going to go around and start giving this game a rating.
Starting with our resident pro gamer himself,
What do you think, Kev?
as usual. Kevin, where's this one? Where's this one coming in? I can't read your response so far.
I think it's a 10. I'm gonna say 10.
No
What?
way!
Yeah, everything.
No!
What? 10 for 10?
That no way.
I can't think of anything
That's the-
to like complain about. It's like the music's
Wow.
awesome, the levels are fun, the character design's great.
Wow.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's fantastic.
That's
I-
amazing.
And I like shmups a lot, so
Yeah.
Right, and for someone who does come from that world, like you know me, this is my jam.
The thing is, you have nowhere to go now. If you like a
Yeah.
game more than this, you're gonna have to give it an 11 out of 10.
Yeah.
see, that's what I was like. Well, if I give it a 9, it's feels like I'd have at least one thing negative to say about it, but I
Right.
don't. So
Yeah.
it's like you
But
gotta be
that's-
generous.
Yeah, that to me, that's the definition of a 10 out of 10. If there's nothing you can really fault about it, like there's nothing to take points off for, then
Because I was like, well, the ships, they have hands. And I was like, negative, they don't have feet. But then a cutscene comes, they also have feet.
Yes.
So 10%,
Yes.
10 out of 10.
wow, the first
Or,
10 out of 10, and it is on episode 10. That's awesome.
incredible.
I didn't even think about that.
We didn't even do that on purpose, but
That is a 10 out of 10 for sure. That's an amazing score coming
you-
from Kevin.
Yuval, where are you placing this?
Oh,
one?
I'm at a 10. I've been at a 10 on this
Oh
game.
no, I can't be the only one to not give it a 10.
You're not. We have a bunch of people in the chat that didn't give it as high of
I'm
a score.
saying in the normal 3, because we also have Ed in here today, but I'm giving it a 9. I was gonna say 8.5, but I can't agree with Bruce, so I have to give it. So I have to give it a 9. I give this one a 9 out of 10.
Okay, so why so low? I mean, high but low. Like, why is it not a 10 for you?
I'm not a huge shmup fan, and
I don't know. You seem a little warm.
Yeah, that's about it, really. I mean, there's nothing I can fault about it, but it also doesn't have enough that really grabs me and makes me want to love it more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love
You have to play it,
I
though.
love the graphics. I love the sound.
You have to play it.
Yeah,
You have to do what you did.
I will play it. But
Well, you have to do what you did with Pulse Man, where you didn't play the game, you just watched.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
You were a spectator and you gave it a okay score, and then you played it, and then what happened?
Thing is, 9 out of 10 to me is that's my highest rating, but I have to leave that space for a 10 because it's not better than Sonic 2. It's not better than Streets of Rage 2. You know, it's not better than so many other games that are my 10 out of 10.
Okay.
So it's a 9 out of 10 from me.
Okay.
Eden.
I'm also gonna give it a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
I noticed a lot of patterns with the game. Like if you play for a certain period of time, they add so much onto your health bar. So that makes it easier at some point.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to like power through some of the difficult areas, like the obstacles. But the one thing that I don't like about the game is how busy the screen is. Sometimes it's difficult to tell what's shooting at you.
Yeah, that's the curse of the bullet hell or the shmup there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But everything else I love.
And what do we have in the chat here? We have an 8.5 from Bruce. We have an 8 from Winger.
An 8.5 from Bruce is a high score.
Those are the only scores. What do we? What's everyone else thinking? Tater Tot.
James gave it
Yaniv,
a...
James.
What James? James, I saw his score. I forgot what that was.
Really?
I think
He
James
didn't-
is an 8.5.
I'm scrolling up, and all I see is Bruce and Winger gave it scores.
No, James gave it a score.
James gave it an 8.
Oh, there. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
he's
right.
an 8.
You're right. This game is too adorable to give it a low rating. I'll give it an 8. Good
It
stuff.
is-
Well,
it
that's
is
a
an
that's
adorable
a
game.
that's a highly rated game.
Yeah.
Gage, you want to throw in a score?
Never a big fan of shoot 'em ups.
He's off mic, so I'll translate. Never a big fan of shoot 'em ups.
Too
Much like
going
me.
on. I have
Too much going on.
Can't focus enough.
ADHD. Me too.
It's even worse
So
when you
what's
don't
the-
hear any audio in your ears, right?
So what's the number?
Go with a 7.
7, the lowest score.
Well,
Out
arguably he had the worst experience.
True.
Right, because he didn't
True.
have sound.
You'll have to go home and play it and let us know what you think
Yeah.
if that score goes up. But
For sure. You
but
have
that,
to play it with Eden, because then it's a co-op thing, and then it's like you get like
play in couple
emotionally
mode.
invested. Yeah, just make sure you're the one throwing, not
I can
being
throw my
thrown.
wife and be okay with it.
Thank you.
So,
yeah,
wow,
that's definitely shot into first place without doing any calculations, which I'm halfway through doing for. I'm gonna have to do that now that we've had episode 10. Gage, James is accusing you of kicking kittens also for giving it such a low score.
Yeah.
That's not a low score though. 7 is a very respectable score.
Especially for not having played it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Right? No, absolutely. And you guys got pretty far. I will say, like,
Yeah.
4th stage. Far.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Oh,
That's cool.
Kevin, are you? Would you like to play this game again? We didn't cover that.
Yeah, I'd play it again.
I'm guessing yes. I'm sure you'd like to see what the rest of the levels are like.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think I can do it.
Along with the final boss. I'm sure there's an adorable cutscene at the end too.
It's one of those. It's one of those games too that like after you've played it co-op, you don't want to play it another way.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to play it single player. Probably
You can.
I'd play it single player.
Yeah, absolutely. But still, it's like, you know, it's so much nicer when you have some kind of strategy going
I love co-op
back and
games.
forth.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Big fan of anything co-op.
Super, super cool. And if you play it on the Switch through the online store in co-op mode, you basically, you know, you're playing online. You do that online. So and then you invite a player online.
You each get your own screen,
and it's just like playing on the same console. So, but co-op.
That's super cool.
Yeah, and it's a retro game like that hasn't been around for so many years.
Love that.
Yeah, so love that, and I love the artwork in this game as well, the music and everything. So, wanted to thank everybody for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
And for our special guests for joining us, I appreciate this. It was a kind of a little bit off the beaten path. We got a lot of new tech to make this work today, including several new mics, another camera, you know, a Japanese game playing in co-op mode. We have
nothing our talented producer can't handle.
Right. Thank you, Barney, for helping set this up for sure. And
oh, yeah, it was me.
And for me worrying about it all weekend, for Barney saying, it's going to be fine.
And was it fine?
It was perfectly,
it was fine.
Perfectly
It was
fine.
better than fine. It was excellent.
Perfectly fine.
It was a 10 out of 10.
It was a 10 out of 10.
It was a 10 out of 10, and it was the 10th stream. And we will be back with stream 11 with another mystery game.
Another mystery game in 2 weeks.
2 weeks' time. I don't know what the date will be.
Yeah.
27?
Don't commit.
Right?
We don't know the
No,
date.
that's
I'm
not right.
bad
That's
at
not
dates.
right at all. 17.
17.
17th.
Bad at dates.
I think it's the 17th.
Okay. You could look it up.
2 Saturdays.
So, yeah.
Pretty easy. If you next week, no. Week after, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We so appreciate everything and everybody, and I want to remind y'all to play nice with each other, be kind, and remember that to us, it's not just a game. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good night, everybody.